these things. I do know, like, my favorite chocolate chip cookie, because there's a lot of different kinds, will be the kind that they're almost like very thin and crispy, like to the bite, but then soft and warm and chewy on the inside. That's the mixture.
That's the
right
key.
there.
Jen, you're a chewy-ish cookie too.
Yeah, I agree with Joe. I like the chewy and then the crunchy together.
I'm worried the way we read that, which we got to try it out, that they may just be like chewy.
We'll have to try them.
We'll have to try them. Yeah.
I'll go see if the local store has them today.
Hope.
Okay, I've never seen one bake cookies like that.
Neither have I. Don't bake your cookies like that.
Yikes.
Well, in case you are maybe wanting to bake some to celebrate for today, well, definitely do it inside. Enjoy it, though. Maybe take a step outside earlier this morning, later on this evening when the humidity isn't as high. Coastal areas, unfortunately, you are going to be a little excluded from this just because you are still closer towards the coast, so you have that constant stream of moisture. But looking in just a little bit closer, we continue to see those clear, sunny skies out there. Things look nice to start off. Temperatures resting in the upper 70s for our inland areas as you head closer towards the coast. Really beginning to see more of those mid to upper 80s so far. But as we take a look at the dew points out there, they're not as high. We're still starting to see some of those 60s out there, 63 at Mobile downtown, and then also 68 in Pensacola, 63 in Evergreen, 65 in Mobile. And again, these dew points, it's mainly a measurement of humidity out there. Once we start to get into the 70s, that's when it gets to feel a bit more muggy out there. Just last week when we saw heat indices getting up to 117, 118 degrees, our dew points, they were in the mid to upper 70s. They were resting around 77, 78. So feeling better out there. And over the next few hours, our feels like temperatures going to be not even reaching the triple digits. A great sight to see actual air temperatures maxing out in the mid 90s. So we're not straying that far away from it. However, heading into this evening, we're still going to be feeling pretty warm, especially by 7 and 8 o'clock. Now, coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to be talking more about your forecast, heading closer towards the weekend, tracking the tropics. We'll even run through one of the Futurecast models with what's taking place in the Atlantic. All that's coming up soon. Joe. Well, going ahead, taking another look at your forecast, taking a live view outside right now. Conditions look nice over downtown Mobile. I-10 moving smoothly as you're heading closer or exiting Wallace Tunnel. Now, temperatures out there, mid 80s, dew points lower 60s. So the feels like temperature only 1 degree, straying away from that. So it is looking nice. It's feeling better out there. If you step outside, you'll notice the difference. But again, a brief relief. Humidity is coming back into the forecast, heading closer towards the weekend. Now, timing things out on our Futurecast, starting off for this morning, plenty of sunshine to go around. We'll see some slow clouds begin to push in, especially closer towards the coastal areas later on into today, but staying dry for the entirety of your Thursday. And one of the biggest reasons for this is going to be dry air in place, but also that area of high pressure. High pressure tends to keep all of those rain chances away. And recently, it was situated just over the Midwest. That's what brought in that heat wave. It was keeping it hot, but then it pushed off further towards the west. We're starting to see some relief, some drier, slightly cooler air. However, heading closer towards the weekend and into next week, that's when things change. We get closer towards Saturday. It begins to push closer towards Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. We can really start to see that ridge building, and then it's going to be staying put, located right over the Midwest, even pushing just a little bit closer towards the northern portions there by Monday, influencing our forecast really heading into next week. Long range models, however, they want to continue to keep high pressure above us really for about the next 2 weeks. So it's looking like September is when we could possibly see our next shot at relief. So do be cautious that the heat, it's here to stay, really heading into this weekend and beyond. So taking a look at the forecasted heat indices for the next 5 days. Today, tomorrow, feeling better in comparison, but then by the time we make it into next week, we're back up into the triple digits for the feels like temperatures. Around Sunday into next week is likely when we'll start to see more of those heat advisories once again issued. Now, in case you're heading on down towards the coast, the rip current risk gets low today, tomorrow, Saturday, looking great. It's just looking warm, especially that water temperature getting up into the mid to upper 80s and quite a few jellyfish out there. Now, after school, temperatures are going to be resting in the lower 90s, seeing plenty of sunshine, but still staying warm out there. Even though we're not seeing the humidity, it's just more of a dry heat heading later on into today. And then as Randy Patrick was just talking about, Eric Church at the wharf heading into tonight, it's still going to be feeling warm out there. Feels like temperatures mid-90s by 8 o'clock. Again, if you head closer towards the coast, that's when it's really going to be feeling a bit warmer out there. Sunset at 7:30. Temperatures dipping down to the lower 80s by 9 o'clock, but still feeling closer towards 90 degrees. Stay hydrated in case you're heading out there, but in case you have the Saturday night concert, it's going to be feeling even warmer. Coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to be talking more about your forecast. We're tracking the tropics at this time. We'll run through a future cast there, plus also your 7-day outlook. All that's coming up soon. Joe.